Alright guys, good morning. Back here at DJZ Automotive, and today what we're going to do is we're going to put a lift kit on my daughter's JL. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some Icon alloys, the 6-speed in satin black. We're going to put some 35-inch Patagonia tires, the mud terrains on those. And then the lift kit itself is going to be the Metalcloak RockSport edition. It's 2.5 inches. It's not a real serious lift kit. I mean, it's going to get the job done for what she does with us, but it's also got the upper control arms, new dual rate coils, some disconnects for the sway bar, and that's about it. We're going to try to knock this out in about 4 or 5 hours, but let's bring it inside and I'll show you guys. Oh, and we're replacing the front drive shaft, which they recommend. So we're putting a JE Real drive shaft on it. So we're going to pull this inside, make some room in the shop, again at DJZ Automotive. Thanks guys for hooking it up and helping us get some work done on another one of the Jeeps. So let's go inside and I'll show you guys what we got to unbox and everything we got. Alright guys, so here's the wheels and tire combo that we got. Icon, 6 speeds, wrapped around some Patagonias. 35-inch mud terrains. And here we go. This is all the Metalcloak gear. You got your sway bar here, coils, and just a bunch of other stuff here. And then here we got the JE Real front drive shaft, and those are just some lug nuts for the Jeep. We're gonna get all this stuff unpacked. We got a time limit because today is Tim's daughter's birthday. So there may not be a whole lot of filming for every single step of the way, but we'll get most of it done and we'll show you the end result once we're done here. So let's get going. All right, guys, we're going to see how much lift we really get out of this thing. So we're going to measure to the very bottom of the wheel well right here. And we've got about 36 inches right to the bottom of the wheel well in the rear. Let's go check the front. And the front's at about 35 inches. Although we didn't find it. Looks like at some point something melted right up against her shock sleeve. All right, guys, just taking off the heat shields off of the upper control arms. So taking this one off, we're it's rain and dirt. You can tell this girl's wheeled this Jeep. Makes her dad proud. All right, next up is removing these upper control arms and replacing those with the Metalcloak ones. All right, one down. All right, guys, so we're kind of just faking some measurements here. It says for the Metalcloak 3.5 inch lift, it should be 19 3/4 inch, and stock is 20 1/4. So considering we're a 2.5 inch lift, we're gonna go somewhere in the middle, right at about 20. So you go from the center of the hole to the center. That's about 19 3/4. So we're gonna open it up just a little bit more, get closer to that 20 mark. Nailed it.
Yeah, I'd go right about 20. It's in between.
Yeah.
Give us a good starting point.
I'll do the other one.
Align it.
Yeah.
Adjust it perfect, whatever it needs to be.
first coil in. Tightly wound spring up top. Got 3 bump stops in here. And next, we're gonna knock out this side. Got the other coil in. Making good progress here, Tim.
Yep.
Don't want to speak too soon.
Yeah.
All right, time to put the shocks on. And we got to do a little bit of drilling on the bottom of the stock shock mount and the brake line bracket. So we got to put these shock spacers on and get them installed in order to reinstall the shocks. So getting that done next. All right, so we're drilling out the this hole right here was already 3/8, so we don't have to drill that one out, but this one up here we have to drill out to 3/8 with a step bit. Problem is you've got this right in the way, so we gotta get creative here with special tools. All right, so we had to put this bracket on so it relocates the shock over a little bit to the outside of the vehicle. We're just getting this side done. All right, shocks are on, just gonna tighten them up. All right, so we're not real pleased with this. They want you to mount this brake line, which usually this part right here goes through that slit right here. But because of the way the bolts are set up, they want you to zip tie the brake line to the coil perch, which is kind of cheesy. But we'll end up making a bracket for it, so we're gonna zip tie it right now. Maybe I'll put some baling wire on it when I get home. Doesn't give you measurements though for the front track bar, so we might have to lower it and adjust it on the ground. All right, so we're having to grind open that opening that you see there because this part of the track bar is a little bit thicker than what the stock base was. So we're just doing a little bit of grinding, and then we're going to reinstall the track bar to make sure it's not metal on metal grinding. So. All right, we're making progress. Just added the front sway bar end links. All right, so we had a little mix up here with the sway bar links. The instructions that came with the Metalcloak doesn't get into the details on the front and rear sway bar links, and you got this little bracket here that we didn't know what it went to, but it goes on the front so you can disconnect your sway bar end links. So you have a shorter link on this side, because otherwise, because of the track bar mount here, you won't be able to do your quick disconnect. So they kind of adjusted it here, so we got to kind of figure it out as we go, like normal instructions. It's not always completely clear. And on this side you got the longer sway bar end link because you have nothing on this side so for you to disconnect. So we're looking good. We're back on track. A little bit of a delay. All right, we're gonna swap out this drive shaft real quick, and you can see why when you get up here, it is literally resting on the housing back there. So it's gonna be a little bit longer and give it the clearance it needs. All right, just making the finishing touches here on the drive shaft, and then we're moving on to the back. Making progress. Rocks are falling everywhere. All right, so we remove those so that we can get to the shock hole. Just like that, shocks are done. Out the hole. Links are gone. Track bar, gone. We're moving now. Coils, check. There's no spacers or nothing we need to put in there like the last one. Oh, 18 inches. Yeah, mine's on. All right, so we got wheels and tires on. We're gonna drop it. Boy, that looks great. And check this out. The rear spare tire barely has any room to clear the bottom of the bumper. So luckily we made it. We're in good shape. So we're just gonna drop it the rest of the way, line it all up, tighten everything down, and take it for a spin. All right, guys, so it's all done. Just took it around the block. Everything seems to be working fine. I got to adjust the steering wheel just a little bit because it's a little bit cockeyed, but I can't get over how much taller this is. So you went from original tires, which were like, I don't know, 30s, maybe 31s, and we got the 2.5-inch lift. And if you recall, the front was, I believe, 35 inches. And it's at 42. So you picked up 7 inches in the front. And it was 36 in the back. And the back's at about almost 44. So you picked up almost 8 inches in the back. I'm extremely happy with this lift. The instructions left much to be desired, but just want to say again, big shout out to DJZ Automotive in Rancho Cucamonga on 9th Street. These guys are a huge help. I appreciate my buddy taking a Saturday to help me do this. The shop owner, Londi, really stand up dude. If you guys have any needs in the automotive repair, please hit them up, give them a call. They'll do things like this, you know, install lift kits. There's really no limit as to what these guys will do, and they're really trustworthy. So we're going to wrap up here, and then I need to go home and do a couple things to calibrate the tires. So let's get things wrapped up here, and we'll see you on the road. All right, so on our way home, things driving great. It's driving straight, no issues. Ride quality is really good. It seems a little bit firmer than her stock suspension, but overall super pleased with this thing. And she's out in Vegas right now with a girlfriend, and she actually really wanted to turn some wrenches with us today, but she had this pre-planned with her girlfriend and my buddy Tim. This was the best weekend he had available, and it's the best weekend I had available because on today's Saturday, on Wednesday morning, I'm going to try something new for you guys. It's not really new. You've seen some of my posts on Instagram, and you might have seen one of my previous videos. But other than overlanding, another passion that I have is spearfishing. So I've had some people actually comment that they would love to see some of that footage. So I'm leaving Wednesday, and I am headed down to Panama to go do some spearfishing for 5 days. And I figured I'll do like a little crossover video for you guys so you can see what spearfishing's all about. And I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's super tiring. But we're headed down there. We're going to try to shoot some big old yellowfin tuna, some wahoo, some you name it. They got a lot of different fish down there. So in any case, I'm headed home right now. We need to calibrate the speedometer. So I'll show you guys what that's all about here in a few minutes. So, all right, so now that we have the tires installed, the lift kit, everything's good. It's important that you recalibrate your tire size so that, because the way the Jeep was rolled out of the factory, it was set for a lot smaller tires. So we need to recalibrate so the 35-inch tires are now calibrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tape measure real quick, and even though they're 35-inch tires, by the time you put the weight on it and everything else, they might end up being 34 and a half, something like that. So I'm going to hop out, I'm going to measure those tires and figure out what the exact height is, and I'll be right back. All right, so I just measured in, they're about 34 inches with all the weight and the current air pressure. So we're going to recalibrate and go into the main settings that this product is called. It's made by Z Automotive, and it's called the Tazer Lite. They have the Tazer Lite and the Tazer Mini, and what you can see is just a real small electronic device that we're going to unplug some wires underneath that go into the OBD2, and we're going to plug this into these two holes, and then we're going to start the Jeep. Actually, we're going to turn the Jeep on and then access the menu to recalibrate everything. So let's get that done right now. All right, so underneath here, I pulled off two of the wires, and I can't really show you underneath there where they were plugged into, but they're right above your left foot to the left of the brake pedal, and these are them unplugged. And what these two wires are going to do, like I said, I'm going to plug them right into these two holes. So let's go ahead and hook those up right now. All right, it's plugged in and it's flashing red and green, so that tells me it's hooked up. How you access the menu is you're going to keep your foot off the brake. You're going to turn the engine on, or turn the car on. Let it cycle through everything. I'm sorry, we need to go up and down until the audio pulls up. All right, and now we're going to hold the left button and cancel. And I don't think I have any idea what I'm doing. Light show. Hey, I guess we do. All right, so light show is a function that we're not going to mess with. If you guys want to make a bunch of other changes to your Jeep while you're at a Jeep show or something, you can make the lights do all kinds of crazy stuff. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to continue to go through this until we get to tire size. All right, so we just married this Tazer Lite to the Jeep JL. That was one of the first steps you need to do, is you need to marry it to the vehicle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to scroll back through these screens to where we get to audio. Hold that left arrow and cancel. And then we get to light show. We're going to scroll through until we get to performance, PERF. There we go. Now we're going to hit the enter the cruise control button in the center. And we're going to adjust our tire size up to 34. All right. And once that's there, we're going to hold that left button down still, and we're going to hit resume to select it. Or I'm sorry, we're going to hit the center button on the cruise control. Tire size set. We're going to go back through this. We're not going to mess with the gear ratio. We're not going to mess with the TPMS. This will kind of give you an idea of all the different features it can do. We don't want to do all that. What we want to do is we want to get back to that full reboot, because once you're done with everything, you hit full reboot and it'll save all of the settings in here. So we're going to do that right now. Hit the center, and this might take a couple minutes to go through, and once it's done, it'll start back up. It'll go through a few cycles and all of our settings should be saved. So after this is done, I'm going to go take it for a drive, make sure the calibration is correct. All right, we're just finishing up the reboot. and we're good to go. So I'm going to unplug the Taser now since we're done with all of the settings, and we're going to take it for a test drive. All right, guys, we're just going to find a constant speed here, and we have a very, very technical way of doing this. And what we're going to do is we opened up Waze, and we're going to kind of get to a constant speed. Waze has us at about 40 miles an hour, and the car's at 39. We're going downhill. So it still looks like it's a little bit off. Not much, but it's still a little off, so I might make one more change. All right, guys, so I'm not sure how much of that you guys got. My GoPro had just about lost all of its juice when I was wrapping up this closing video, but pretty good day today. Got the lift entirely done. My daughter's going to be really happy whenever she gets home. And what I got to do today is I am actually headed to the store in her Jeep. I'm running all around town in it since I'm kind of excited. Probably not as much as she's going to be, but it's riding really, really good. And I can't wait to get this video out to you guys, and hopefully it'll help. But I mean, it's amazing how high her Jeep went with just a 2.5-inch lift by going to 35s. 8 inches. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're gonna wrap things up here on this video, and I need to start preparing for next week's adventure to Panama. And I really think a lot of you guys are gonna enjoy that video. There's gonna be a lot of cool drone footage of an island that we're gonna be anchored right off of for the 4 days. See some amazing underwater footage, and hopefully you guys will see some footage of me shooting some big tuna, and that's going to be super exciting as well. But not as exciting as what's coming in April for Belle. My Jeep is going to go through some pretty significant changes, and I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys, but I think you're going to like what we're going to be doing to my Jeep, and that's, like I said, early April. So we will be doing a lot of camping starting in April, May, June, all through the summer. It is camping season, folks. So get your tents ready, dust off all your overlanding gear, and get out there, have fun. And until then, happy trails and take care.